everydayman.net, the everyday conversation for the everyday man. I'm your host, Derek Hicks, and I want to let everybody know what happened yesterday as far as Movie Madness show, our location, the audio, the internet went out. And we weren't able to finish the show. Sorry for those who was watching. We promised to make it up to you. Me and Kenneth, my co-host Kenneth, we was doing the show. All of a sudden the internet went out and everything was just a mess. We weren't able to get it back up. So for those who were watching the videos, those who want to watch it, we have it on Twitch where we live stream from. Also on our website at theeverydayman.net/live streams, or you just go over to the website and hit the live stream tab and you will be able to find it there. So first off, I want to apologize for that happening. It was our first live stream video, a little kinky still, so we still trying to get everything out and get all the bugs out. So thank everybody for watching and letting us know how things was going. A lot of text messages, things was coming through, and people was really enjoying the show. So we try to get that rectified and everything. But I think here where my location now, I'm at back at home, as you can see, and the internet is pretty good. So everything should be going according to plan. So, but I just wanted to get the Jessica Jones review out. That's what I'm here to talk about today, because that's one of the main reasons for actually doing the live stream yesterday. It's mostly for the Jessica Jones review. So without any further ado, I know I gave my views on it yesterday, and I see a lot of people, especially Jay, who actually had a different opinion on some of the things I was saying, which is okay, which is fine. I think for the season 2 of Jessica Jones, they could have done a lot of things better. I think the reason for my 3.5 rating is actually this, because they are going off the whole Me Too movement, the whole women empowerment thing. I'm not against it. I'm not against the women empowerment, but it seems like it's just jumping on the bandwagon. A lot of things, everything that's going on is about women empowerment, which is good, but don't I guess I forgot the word I'm looking for, is try to use it to monetize over it. And it's just all this was. It was a big ass 13-hour political statement of Jessica Jones. Of course, we already know she has powers. We already know she has abilities that a lot of people don't have, and that's okay. But when you bring in another woman, I'm gonna go into spoiler territory because it's fine. It's on Netflix. You want to watch it, go watch it. Come back. If you don't want to watch it, that's fine too. If you don't want to listen to the review, that's fine. If you don't want to hear I gotta say, if I go a spoiler alert, go watch it, come back. But before we get into it, I want to actually go over the trailer, and I'll be back with my thoughts after we watch the trailer together. I'll be back.
Third glass tonight.
Put it on my tab.
You drinking to remember or forget?
Giving a shit won't get you a better tip.
I was feeling sad. Can't help looking back. Highway.
My whole family was killed in a car accident. Someone did horrific experiments on me. And now this super vigilante shit keeps coming at me.
Do you know Captain America?
I want to absorb Bailey's investigations.
You don't want me, you just want to eliminate the competition.
I never take no for an answer.
How rapey of you. Something happened behind these doors. I have 17 years of questions, and they are deep.
Just knowing what was done to you might help you.
We were made here. Me and something else. The only way to find it is to open the door wider.
You were brought back from the dead. The powers were a side effect.
How many others are there? Like me?
Let it go.
There is a killer you cannot control.
I didn't ask for any of this.
Jessica might not want a sidekick, but she needs one.
You're not super. You're a ticking time bomb.
Keep telling me who I am. How dare you? What if facing it makes me worse?
What are you gonna do?
I don't know. Depends on if I can get through this night without losing my shit.
Jessica Jones!
takes a monster to stop a monster. What did they do to us?
Run away. Like you to stay. Want to keep you inside.
Okay, that was the trailer for Jessica Jones season 2. You see has a lot of action. The season 2 they go into her backstory. Now I'm not a huge fan of Jessica Jones. I didn't know a lot about her before season 1, but as I watched season 1, I was into it and I enjoyed it, and I was actually looking forward to season 2. And I like when they go into the backstory of these heroes, because we don't know, where they get their powers from. I know we visited a little bit in Luke Cage in his show, so but this show here, I think we have a whole episode dedicated to Jessica Jones and her backstory and what happened to her family. And a lot of the time that when they do these, especially when you have shows 13 episodes, 13 hours long, it feels padded, it feels unnecessary, it feels drawn out, and it's kind of like, all right, Netflix, let's move it along. So we find out what happened to her family. Her mother's alive. I don't know if you get that from the trailer, but her mother is alive, and her mother actually also has powers. So went through the whole IGH thing where they went in and experimented on people who probably was near death. And her mother, I don't know how she's stronger than Jessica Jones, but she's like twice as strong. It's ridiculous. So I don't know exactly how she became that strong. They don't give you a level of measurement of how they scale everything, scale the power scale, so to speak. So I mean, for a mother to be that strong, and it's kind of like overkill. And even the part in the show where her mother says, well, we're the most two powerful women on the planet, and which is nice. There's nothing wrong with that, but it seems like it's always in your face, the women empowerment thing. Like I said, I'm all for it, but okay, let's get back to the story. And the story is actually, it's kind of boring. I mean, we know Jessica Jones, she's a loner. We know she has a drinking problem. We know she wears the same jeans, holy jeans, and the same leather jacket. And they also, speaking of the clothing, they also went back in far as the her past. We find out where she get the leather jacket from and why she always wear it and why it means so much to her. So when they did that part, I kind of was like, oh, okay, I get it, I understand that. So I know why they did it. I understand why she always wear it. It's sentimental to her. I'm not gonna tell you exactly what happened or why she gets it, but or where she gets it from. So if you guys want to go watch that, you go do that. But far as the other story about the mother in the past, but like I said, the one best thing I do like about it, we don't have this big superhero fight at the end of the show, which I was kind of shocked that it didn't go that route, because even back when we did the Punisher review, he had his fight at the end. Daredevil always had his big fight. Even in the Defenders had his big fight, big showdown at the end. And I'm surprised they didn't go this route. So Jessica Jones finds out her mother is alive. So now she's stuck between doing the right thing, which is turning her mother in for the crime she's committed, or she can run away with her mother and keep her mother safe. And now she's torn in between these two places, which I think for anybody probably be a hard decision to make. So I kind of get that part, and I kind of understand why they took that route. I just feel like it was just too drawn out, especially the last couple episodes. I feel like some of it they could have just cut it off and just cut it at 10 episodes. It would have been just fine, but everything is just so padded. And in the way the show ended, it's one thing to have a good story, but you have to know how to end it. You have to stick the landing, and the ending is kind of like, all right, it's so generic. Now all of a sudden she loses a lot of people in this show. They bring back her best friend. and the guy that was a junkie last season, and he's clean, he's working for her, but she always trying to push everybody away. She never wants to trust anybody, and this is another lesson that she has to learn during the season, that she has to learn to trust people. And she went from not trusting nobody to meeting a guy with a kid, and it seemed like how they ended it, they're going to be together and go be a family. And it's kind of like, well, that don't make any sense. The transition was too fast. Like at the end, it felt so rushed. You can't just go from being a loner all season to all of a sudden now you learn your lesson and you want to be with this guy and his kid. And it's kind of rushed. And I just want to see where they will go from here. I don't really know where it would go, or where they could go with this story, because now it's kind of like, well, she kind of like has to protect them now. And you go from a loner to having a family. Now keep in mind, now she didn't know her mother was alive. She was a loner. I understand that a kid has to go through that, and as an adult you go through these things, but you don't just all of a sudden learn these lessons that fast in life. You don't learn to trust anybody that fast. It always takes times, and sometimes I know I say the show was long, but you have to show the progression. Not in this season, maybe 3-4 down the road, when you can actually build the character better, instead of her going to bars drinking every night to all of a sudden it's clicking in the mind saying, well, I could be with this guy and this kid, and maybe we can be a family. So, like I say, it's a 3 out of 5 for me. This show is not better than the first season. I actually think it's one of the weaker ones. It's not action packed. It's not action packed at all. So if you go into Jessica Jones season 2 thinking that you get a lot of action, get a lot of fights, you will not. I think her and her mother tumble a couple of times, but for the most part, they don't, and it's more dialogue than the first season, which is not bad. It's not bad. But another thing I had an issue with, I know I spoke on it yesterday, so if you watched the show from yesterday, the live stream Movie Madness, before we got interrupted, I mentioned that giving older people powers. Now, if you go do it, make sure that when you give them powers, make sure that they are physically fit. You can't tell me that a mother is twice as strong, but when she starts out running, she runs like an old woman. And it's unbelievable. Like, if nobody's going to believe this person this strong, this fast, can jump 10-story buildings, but she take off running like a really old woman, and by the time you get to end the hall, you see him out of breath. It's unbelievable. Not saying she did a bad job acting, because the acting is really not that bad. But if you go do it, make sure you do it and make sure you cut it, film it. Like, it has to be smooth. You can't have older person with superpowers and they always look slow and look old when you actually see them in action. The whole mystery of it, before we actually knew it was a mother, that everything was happening in the shadows. You really couldn't see, but when you was actually able to see who it was and what happened and what was going on, it's like, oh man, they just don't look. It doesn't look good on camera. It doesn't look good in live action. So, it just a heads up. But I think the only guy that actually that's older, that looks good doing action shit, is Tom Cruise. So, and just be honest with you about it, Denzel didn't look good doing an Equalizer. A lot of people don't look good doing it at an older age because they are slow and they react slow. So if you're gonna do it, you have to get them either like a stunt double to do it for them, or you have to get somebody really in shape that can really sell it, that's really believable. And the way that in the climax of the show is kind of subpar. Like I said, it's not a big battle fight, but the way they deal with her mother is kind of it's disappointing. So go watch this season. I give it a 3.5 out of 5. I wouldn't recommend watching it in one setting. I would actually take my time. If you put it on in the background, if you're a Marvel fan, I still won't suggest doing it in one setting. I mean, I had to do it for the review to get it out, but I would not recommend it. Actually, I probably would spread it out throughout the week. If got some free time and you want to check it out, look at the first couple episodes first. You know how this is. If you like it, you get into it, and if not, stop it. I know a lot of people are superhero fatigue, which I can understand that coming off of the success of Black Panther and BVS and all these Spider-Mans. We got Infinity War coming out, so we actually have a lot of superhero stuff, and sometimes the fatigue it kicks in, and it's kind of like, well, I may just need a break. I may need to step back, especially from the Netflix shows, because we even just seen the trailer, a teaser for Luke Cage, and as well, I guess we'll be doing that next. So that being said, it's a 3.5. Before I get out of here, make sure you guys look at the ticker below, where it tells you where you can find all of our content, all of our website, theeverydayman.net, or head over to SoundCloud, iTunes, The Everyday Man. Make sure you go over to our YouTube page, The Everyday Man, and make sure you subscribe, where you will actually be able to find this review and all our other movie reviews and podcasts will be over there too. If you guys are on Twitch, go to Twitch, The Everyday Man 87 on Twitch. That's where we are live streaming from. Also from our website, make sure you click the live stream tab. With that being said, we out. Peace.